actually carried out geophysical survey in so many states in the country.
Politically, in 1987, that was when we do what you now call the zero-party election.
The things you use to earn money are there. It's just for you to know how to think of developing them.
Representing the people is you being a trophy of dividend of democracy to the people. The people are the beneficiaries.
The state now, the environment is quite friendly. The foundation is laid for even foreign investors, other investors within the Nigerian economy to come.
We always come to the spot to extract from some social, economic, and political leaders their achievements, their works, and their contribution to the prosperity of Delta State. I welcome you to the biggest personality television program, Delta Scope. My name is Isioma Adigwe. Today on our program, our media crew had a conversation with a very important personality. He is one of those politicians who lead way to impacting positivity on the lives of people around him. He was one time Senior Special Assistant to the two then governors of Delta State, His Excellency Chief James Onanife Ibori, and of course His Excellency Emmanuel Eweta Oduanga. He is the honorable member representing the good people of Isoko South 2 constituency. We're talking about Honorable Ferguson Onwo, a majority leader of the Delta State House of Assembly. Let's meet him and hear what he has for us today.
Honorable Ferguson Onwo, nice to have you around, sir.
Thank you very much.
I'm privileged to have you for the second time.
Thank you.
2019, we are running up and down, trying to get your election right. I'm not going to ask the obvious question, but what was it like winning an election then and being in the House now?
Well, yes, very good experience, especially for those of us who sought after the office for a very long time. So it was a fulfillment of an aspiration, and we thank God for it.
Okay. Was it your expectations met? I mean, was it what you were looking at for? I mean, when you say you want to run for a house or an elective position, some of us don't know what we're into until we get into it.
Usually, the rest of life, if not, I've also at the lower level been in the legislature before. And the first job I got after youth service was elected. I was elected a councillor. Later I became a speaker leader in the government council. So I actually knew what legislature at that level was. So coming up at the higher level, anticipated all the things that are happening now, you might not be able to meet all the aspirations and requests and demands of presidents. I think so far so good.
Okay, so far so good. I'm sure so far so good. I mean, this is your first term, yes. And today you're the leader of the House. So far so good is correct to say. Okay, what has been the challenges being from the first time and now you're leader of the House?
Okay, well, the initial of the House, there's cordiality in the House, and there's esprit de corps, and the leadership of the House, talking about the Speaker, is somebody who has interest in the members at heart.
Okay.
So it makes the work of the leader very, very easy, because everybody is carried along by the Speaker, and so it's one house, one undivided house.
Okay.
Unity that is what really matters.
Now you are, obviously, you are a politician. And how did this political career of yours started? Or, I mean, when you left Uro years back and you went to Ughelli for your secondary school, I've been government college Ughelli, and after that you went to university and came out. Did you ever thought you were going to end up a politician?
Oh yes, times have really changed. If not by what I read in school, I've always wanted to be in politics, and when I was in UI, I also played swim in politics. I've always had the flair to serve. So it wasn't by accident. I chose what I am doing now. I had many options when I left school, but I chose that this is what I really want to do. In fact, I had a bigger opportunity when I left school. Immediately after the youth service, I had an opportunity to be in business. And I was doing that form of business when the local government was created. And it gave me an opportunity to fill the opportunities that came with the division of local government into two. So I aspired, and of course I became. That's what I really wanted to do, and I've not opted.
Okay, you played campus politics, in UI. Then you became a councillor
Oh yes.
in Soko, where you were became the spokesman, the speaker,
Yes.
leader. Okay, so you've been in that tone of leadership for a while. Now, do you think you've attained some level of responsibility to the people who made you to enjoy this post? That is from being a local government councillor to the speaker and leader of the house, and now a house member.
Okay, the way the system is, you aspire, you get fulfilled. But to me, it's not just getting to the office that matters to me. It is the mark you leave while leaving the office. Because those are the things you can remembered for. And those are the things that you must use in campaigning for the next office. In as much as you meet not all the requests, the aspiration of the constituents, they have something to show that while you were in office, this is what and what you did. These are places that you empowered. Of course, they will stand by you any day. In my own instance, I returned many times. After leaving council as a leader of council, I also returned as council chairman.
Okay.
Yes. Then I also returned as SA and SSA before I came to the house.
Okay.
So in each position that I attained, I always leave a mark.
I'm gonna task you on this now. You say in each position you always leave a mark. Is it possible to enumerate some of those things you've done? Do we start from when you were a councillor?
I can.
Okay, let's start from that. When you were a councillor, what was it?
Okay.
And when you became chairman of local government?
Okay. When I was a councillor, when I elected a councillor, then government was not as robust as it is. The little things you can do then as a councillor in the council were basically earth roads, culverts, markets, and such things, the renovation of schools. In my own case, my own instance, first of all, I did 2 culverts. In Olomoro, the one by the agriculture, still there till today, in 1991. Then another one in Orabe, the back road to Ibide, that one is still there. Then also we did some earth roads in the community. Then of course we renovated the markets in Olomoro. Those local stores you see in Olomoro, I was the one that did them in 1992.
Okay.
So there are things to show that I accounted for projects that I did when I was a councillor.
Okay. As a local government chairman?
As a local government chairman, we did 49 projects.
Wow.
You go to the council today, you see, okay, before you enter the council, Yaga Market, you did that renovation that brought the market up.
Okay.
Before that, it was just a market that you sit on and you trade. But that roof over it, we were the one that did it in 2001.
Okay.
Then, of course, we rebuilt an abattoir in Ole. We did water, we did roads, filling up potholes and making roads motorable. Then, of course, we built a modern park in Olomoro. Then, of course, we built marketplaces in different locations. And we also renovated some narcotic hospitals, we used to call them then, like dispensaries.
Dispensaries, yeah.
Yes. So we did all that.
Okay.
And some projects inside the council premises. We did about 49 projects that could be seen and also in the books in the roundabout projects that we did within the period we were in the office.
One thing that comes to my mind when I go around those areas, people complain of human capital development. I mean, you do roads, you do market and all that, but you never visited human capital development. I might be wrong, correct me.
You might be wrong, also you could be right. But all these things that I counted for you now, the contractors that doing most of things. So you are doing in terms of human development. There's no way the contractors will embark on a project and they don't have anything in their pocket. It's not possible. But the magnitude you need to see, this person's life was transformed because of this project. It might be difficult for you to see because you don't know how many empty pockets he has to fill. But in any case, we did some form of empowerment through these projects that we gave. Then, what we usually do in the first, even now, is that people who work for the party are usually patronized, who are businessmen. So they are called into invited to tender for projects. Because they win, they do the projects. It's part of empowerment. It's not really giving out money to constituents as the empowerment. It's getting them to do what they needed to do in their chosen fields of coalition, just like what the governor is doing now with so many projects there, Viagra, all those things. Those are the kind of empowerment that people really need. Because you need to give them empowerment that is sustainable. If you don't, you just give somebody even 10 million naira, there's no means of the 10 million naira yielding any other dividend, of course, in a year or so, because it is gone. So we do all that to patronize our people.
Our people. Okay, great. So this is your first term, and the term is winding up now. So I'm going to go through your books again, just like we went through your books when you were local government chairman and now. What does your book say? I mean, what have you done? Would you say that your people have really been robustly represented, their interests have been represented? Would you say that?
Yes. And this yes is in capital letters.
Okay.
Why do I say so? As a legislator, there are three forms of legislation. One, the representation, the legislation, and the oversight functions. Those are the three basic things you do as a legislator. And in each of these ones, I think I've done my very best that can be seen.
Okay.
You see, I was in housing, in oversight. You see public buildings. There's an improvement in public buildings, so we ensure that while construction was going on, we did oversight. Why we do oversight is not to make anybody under control, but to ensure that the real thing is done. And you look at public buildings in these states, of course, they wear a new look. Some brand new, and some wear a new look. It therefore means that in oversight, we have succeeded as Ministry of Housing, because I was chairman of housing.
Okay.
Then in terms of representation, I'm very close to my people. I go home every weekend, I get feedback from them, and I come to the house and do what they want.
Okay.
You look at the laws that were made in Delta State. The laws have direct impact, positive impact on our people. That's why we made them. Our house, we pride ourselves as the most vibrant house of assembly in Nigeria, which has not been contested. And all these things, the three items that I've told you, are in the antecedents of the house, in and out of the three. Most legislators, I can say, carry them out. In my own particularly, I do all that. Then in terms of projects, as a legislator, it is the budget that is really the issue. It is not the execution of the projects. But of course, you can track the projects you know and the budget in your constituency and the ones you helped to ensure that they are done. In my own cases, I have projects to show in every community. At least I have 6 projects to show in every community. The legislator in the House of Assembly, most of his constituency projects are domiciled in the Ministry of Education.
Okay.
When you go around, most jobs that are going on in the Ministry of Education are the constituency projects of House of Assembly members. So if you go to my constituency, I can count. But I know in every community, I have 6 projects.
Okay.
Some finished, very few ongoing.
Okay, so those are things you have done now. Now, this Soko South, that's what Soko South 1,
2.
Soko South 2 that you represent. Let's understand your style of leadership on that area. Do you do things you think your people need, or you do things your people tell you they need?
Well, it's both ways. Why I say both ways? That, like I said, the Ministry of Education, that most of our constituency projects are domiciled. They do needs an assessment. That they go around to troubleshoot for the projects that are there.
Yeah.
And we interface with them and really say, yes, this one is really a need of this community, this ward. So we take on them. But again, the kind of leadership you want to give, you can consult. Consultative leadership and also delegatory leadership. There's also authoritative leadership, meaning that I can decide what is good for my people and I know it without telling them. If the opportunity is just there for me to take a decision, fine. I can also delegate people. You go there and find out what is the needs of my people and I use it to work. And I can also consult them. So these three styles of leadership I merge together to ensure that our people are treated equitably.
Are your people treated equitably?
Yes, Indians don't live here, but as far as I'm concerned, if I score myself 80% is not a bad idea.
Okay, Isoko, as you represent, into arable farming, basically farming, and all that. What else would you say about people? Farming. And their occupation has been hampered with a lot of things. Recently, we had security issues, which is really hindering the farmers. Then we have the climate change also affecting them. Now, what laws, possibly, do you think you would have put in place to checkmate that their occupation, their traditional occupation, which is farming, is not endangered?
First of all, we need to ensure that farmers could get to the farms and come back.
Right.
That is very important. So we call our governor the roadmaster. In conjunction with the House, the governor has provided roads, multiple roads for almost all the communities. It therefore means that farmers can really go to their farm plants and come back.
Yes.
Then two, the Ministry of Agriculture also provides fertilizer and also give them crops, small crops, which they can go back and grow. And there are many programs in the government to satisfy the aspirations of the farmers back home. But the challenge, especially in my area, my constituency that we have, because my constituency is a bit lower than constituency 1, is the challenges of flood. And of course, it's difficult to tackle flood in the states because flood is a national thing, and it is also majorly in the exclusive list because it has to do with dams, the flow of dams, opening dams, and also natural ways, the ocean, and most of them are in the exclusive list. But in the concurrent list where we can do some remedial works, the government has also paid attention to that. Like we did some remedial flood remediation program, which we did in 2021. We did.
Right.
We also did other remediation in Igbide and also we did in Olomoro. Those were things that we did just to ensure that the places are not totally flooded. They could still get there and also do some harvest. No total damage was done to the farmlands. So we as a government try and cushion the effect of flood. But you know the way it is, you cannot really stop flooding. Yes, you cannot really stop flooding at this level. So those are the things we do for our farmers to ensure that at least at that subsistence level of farming, they still get on.
Okay. Also, there have been some in your side, Isoko, that's Isoko South too. There have been issues of communal quarrels and fighting, and especially like areas between Igbide and Ume, Igbide and Enwe, Igbide and Emede. What was your contribution to this, to bring peace to this area? I mean, it was Igbide and Enwe was really dangerous. Okay.
Igbide, yes, it's been there. Igbide and Emede has been there for a very, very long time.
Yes.
Igbide and Enwe also not too long, but it's always been there. And we tried through prayers. It's more of a praying thing because actually, like I mentioned when I went to attend the IDU meeting, peace meeting, I also told them that there was nothing to gain. And to me, it was a show of shame because we started killing ourselves, which did not solve the problem. It's not the amount of people you kill on both sides that ends the problem. I told them that even the First World War, Second World War was not won in the battlefield. It was won on the table. So let us come together and discuss. And by God's grace, there's an element of peace amongst the communities now. Fortunately, unfortunately for me, I'm a chief from all the communities that are fighting. So I'm really interested in solving the problems. And on one of the occasions, I walked up to 20 miles into the bush to try to ascertain where the boundaries are in the bush. And I told them, look, I walked around this bush. There's nothing there. And these places you even fight over, it's very difficult for community, for development to get there in this generation. So there was really nothing to fight about. But of course, you know what land is. People don't easily give up like that. But I think it's more of a praying thing and talking thing. It's not what we can really do by the show of force. And by God's grace, there's an element of peace that we enjoy in these three communities for now. My prayer is let the peace be sustained. But we did a lot of talking, and people are beginning to show that it's not the number of bullets that you should do it. It's the talking and the understanding of each other that you do it. Because a lot of court cases, I drew the attention of the court cases that were won, but to implement those judgments was difficult for them. So it therefore means that it's not bullet, it's not court, but the understanding between people that you can really make use of where the problems are.
If you have to issue a blueprint of this, find out your own contribution on this peace team, MAD, BD, even Zero and all that. What do you think would be your blueprint for a lasting peace? As a leader.
Peace, as a leader, is a continuous engagement of the people. It is not only when the problem has arisen that you go there to, do it, talk to the people or bring police or bring soldiers. The people should be used to maintaining peace. Yes, it's not a spare tire. It's not when there's a problem that you come. No, people have to be engaged. That is why there's a ministry there. There's a department there. Peace building. You know when you say peace building, it is not a police thing. It's not a soldier thing that you go there to do. Therefore, means you must engage them for a long time to understand what peace is, because it is only in the presence of peace that you can do any form of development.
Okay.
So, peace building is the key.
Okay.
Is the key.
Okay. You are an Isoko leader. Yeah. I mean, apart from being a leader of the house, you are a recognized leader in Isoko land. There's been a lot of rancor in Isoko land. Tussle for leadership. People say that Isoko North, Isoko South, there's a dichotomy. They also say that there's so much head, so much leaders. In Isoko North you have like 4 or 5 leaders. Then Isoko South is another 4 or 5 people struggling to come down. What is the problem in this tussle for supremacy of leadership? What's the problem between? Let me not say what's the problem with us. What's the problem of getting a leader? It read its head during the last primaries. You agree with me? Where we have different leaders. Somebody has 10 people, who becomes a leader. But then again, what kind of leadership are we looking for in Isoko that can bring development?
Okay, in terms of political leadership of office, I think one of the people who believe that leadership is situational and leadership locates an individual. People tend to arrogate leadership to themselves because of the office they hold. Well, in the interim, it works, but that's not the real leadership because it's tied to 4 years. The real leader is somebody who provides leadership for everybody, irrespective of the office he occupies. That locates the person. That is why some persons are always there, even when they're not holding any political office. Right. Those are the real leaders. But the institutional leaders that hold a particular office and they stick to it, that is why that comparison is there. Like, for example, I'm the highest political officer in Isoko.
Right.
Yes. But I do not carry that toga to say, therefore, I'm the one who is to do this, who is to do that. Because at the time will come that if it is my turn to be a leader, the leadership will locate you at a particular time, and everybody will agree that this is the leader. Yeah. So the struggle for leadership, I don't belong to it. I don't also want it. Okay. I don't do it at all. I want leadership to separate people. It's in the Bible. If you look at the Bible, the leadership locates you, the Israelites, and they lead. You lead for a particular time. You go allow leader to come. That's the way it is.